What's going on, people? It's John the Dreamer, and today we're going to work out why your mixes always sound super quiet. Gain staging is essentially making sure your fader and the sound source that you have coming in, whether that's a microphone or like your vocal audio or your kicks or your snares, your 808s, or any sound signal that's coming into your fader is matching up to the fader. They should be level. Now the problem I always find is people have their stuff up here and their sound is way down here. So when they turn this up, it just goes like this. And the problem with that is you're never going to get the loudness you need. You're never going to get the fullness of sound that you need. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do it. So when we're downloading our drum sounds, especially our drum sounds off the internet, we don't know who's made these kicks and snares. You know, we just download them off a random pack, probably off Reddit or something like that. And we just start making stuff with them. So I've got this drum rack here and it's got a bunch of sounds in it. So I'm just going to solo it and play it. Simple sort of drum beat. These aren't even the best samples, but it's a good example of finding stuff randomly online if you haven't paid for it. It's not premium content, it's just random drums, which a lot of producers are using. So if we actually start to look at our setup here, what I've done is I've allowed us to see the metering. So each channel shows you the dB. And if we solo it, let's look at the kick for starters. You see our kick's coming in around -13, which is quite quiet. If we move over to our snare now, -20. Alright, some of these I've turned down just for the purpose of the tutorial, but some samples I've downloaded are really quiet, you know, and everyone's like, how do I get this louder? And all they do is, I'll show you exactly what they do in a minute. This one isn't too bad, -14, you know, and so on. So what happens is producers that don't really know how to mix and stuff, what they would do is just turn everything up. Let me show you the correct way to level and gain stage your drums. So what you need to do is go into the individual sound of where your samples are. I'm using Ableton, so I'm using the drum rack, but if you're using any other DAW, look for the place that you can gain your sound, and that means where you can turn it up or down before it goes to your fader. Very important. So in the drum rack, if I solo the kick, you see we're coming about -13. Instead of turning up the fader over here, what we want to do is go down to where it says volume over here. Right, and what I usually do is just bring it up while listening to it until I start to match where my fader is, or clipping like that. Clipping is good because now you know you're at that level, so bring it down a touch just after. Perfect. And the most important part now is to watch what happens here. If you see I move the fader, the sound is following where the fader goes, and that's very important because I see it all the time. People are moving their faders, but their sounds are all down here, and then they're asking me why can't I get the sound loud. If you make sure your sound is level with your fader, wherever that fader goes, your sound is going to follow with it. And that might just be the answer that you're looking for, just to make sure you can get the optimum level out of the samples or even the synths you're using. Just make sure that they're matching the fader. It's a big deal. So let me do this for all the sounds. Just move over to my snare, change to the snare, bring this up. Ooh. That's about right. Let me turn this down now. And always make sure it follows where it goes. Alright, so if I bring this up to here, that's about right. So it will follow it now, wherever I move it. Perfect. Alright, that snare's real quiet, so let's bring that one up. It's about right. I'm gonna do it rough for the tutorial, but I'd probably do it a bit more precise. Hi-hat, big deal. Bring this down. That'll do. Let's move on to the next one. Second hat. A bit louder. Too loud. So now that we've done that with the drums, let's listen to them in full. And you can see it, things are clipping, things are loud, things are, you know, these aren't the best samples. But if you turn them up, and get a nice little level with them, you start to kind of mix them a little bit. That definitely sounds better than it did before. You can see we've got a good level. And you can see I've got a few melodies here. So if I play this first melody, you can see that everything's really quiet. We're looking at around -12, -13. So I'm using Omnisphere for this one. What we need to do is open Omnisphere and go into where that sound's coming from. So technically what we should be able to do is just turn this volume up. Right, let's go for around there and see what happens. And that's better. Like I said, you can match up, but you don't have to perfectly match up. I don't need those sounds to be like that. I just need them to be coming in hot enough for me to be able to turn them down, and which I am now, so I can do this. If we move on to another sound now. Same with this little guitar part. I'm using Trillium for this, which is plugged into Atmosphere. I can go down to the volume here, turn this up a bit. Let's see. That's much better. So I can close that. That's enough gain for me to start, using it. Move on to the next sound. I'm using Nexus. Turn the volume up down here. Once it's loud enough, we can just start to get control of the mix. That's one of the main things people don't do. Get control of your faders. Then you can start doing things. 808. Now, if you saw my last 808 tutorial, you'll see that I made a preset. So this is just something that I already have saved. What I can do is now go into the volume of this sound, which is here. Maybe boost this up a bit. It's about right. And now we've got the levels all set. We can start to level out the whole beat, right? It's very important that you level out each individual sound, then you can level out your beat. Got a nice level there. Bring the bass. All right. And what's very important now is we can see that where we are coming in at the master channel. A lot of people's beats that I see are coming in like -12, and they're like, why is my stuff so quiet? They'll listen to professionally mixed songs and play their songs and realize I have a problem. So if you're coming in around 0, you're already at the threshold. Now it's just about how to manipulate the last 5 dB to make sure you get a nice professional mix. This is when you move over to the stage of how would I mix this track now. This is John the Dreamer from johnthe.dreamer.uk. Until next time.